The world is far more magical than we think. Some places don't even feel real, yet they've existed for thousands, even millions, of years. And maybe that's the beauty of travel. There are places on Earth that look completely unreal, yet most people will never see them. A village frozen in time between mountains and a lake, an island that looks like another planet, waterfalls that seem to fall from the sky itself. Today, we're traveling to 5 of the most breathtaking wonders on Earth. Number 1. Pamukkale. Located in Turkey, Pamukkale means cotton castle in Turkish. The entire landscape is covered in glowing white mineral terraces formed by thermal water flowing down the mountains for thousands of years. The water is rich in calcium, and over time, it created these frozen waterfall-like pools that look straight out of a fantasy movie. Legend says Queen Cleopatra herself once bathed in these waters because they were believed to preserve youth and beauty. Right above the terraces lies the ruined Roman city of Hierapolis, an ancient Roman city filled with massive ruins, temples, baths, and one of the best preserved ancient theaters in Turkey. If there's one moment you should never miss in Pamukkale, it's sunset. As the sun begins to go down, the white terraces slowly turn shades of pink, orange, and gold. If you really want to experience how massive and beautiful Pamukkale is, try paragliding over it. From above, the terraces look like giant rivers of snow flowing down the mountain. Number 2. Faroe Islands. Now imagine a place where waterfalls fall directly into the ocean, where sheep outnumber people, and where fog rolls across cliffs like something from a Viking legend. This remote group of islands sits between Iceland and Norway, hidden in the North Atlantic Ocean. The landscapes here are dramatic beyond words. Giant cliffs, green mountains, black sand beaches, and tiny colorful villages hanging onto the edge of the world. Visit the famous Mjolnir waterfall, one of the most iconic waterfall flowing straight off a cliff directly into the Atlantic Ocean. It sits right beside the tiny village of Gissadler, making the whole place feel like a real-life fantasy movie. Now hike to Lake Sorvagsvatn, the floating lake illusion. This place completely messes with your eyes. From certain angles, Lake Sorvagsvatn looks like it's floating hundreds of feet above the ocean. One of the best ways to experience the Faroe Islands is from the water. Boat tours take you through massive sea caves carved by the ocean over thousands of years, with cliffs rising dramatically above you. You'll also see puffins nesting along the cliff sides. Faroese folklore is filled with tales of hidden people and sea spirits called Huldufolk. Number 3. Hallstatt. If fairy tales had a hometown, it would probably look like Hallstatt. Tucked between the towering Alps and the calm waters of Hallstattasea Lake, Hallstatt is one of the oldest and most beautiful villages in Europe. Every single corner looks like a postcard. Colorful wooden houses, tiny boats floating peacefully, snow-covered peaks in winter. But behind its breathtaking beauty lies something even more fascinating. Ancient salt mines older than the pyramids, secret underground tunnels, and legends whispered through the mountains for centuries. You have to go up to the skywalk. You take a funicular railway up the mountain, and suddenly, the entire village appears beneath you. The lake, the rooftops, the massive Alps surrounding everything. Now here's something most tourists don't expect. Hidden beside St. Michael's Chapel is something called the Bone House. Inside are hundreds of painted human skulls arranged carefully in rows. Due to limited cemetery space, graves were emptied, and remains were cleaned, bleached, and decorated with floral motifs, names, and dates starting around 1720. If there's one moment that truly captures the soul of Hallstatt, it's being out on the lake. As the boat slowly moves across the water, you see the village from a completely different perspective. Number 4. Socotra Island. Socotra Island is one of the strangest places on the planet. Located near Yemen, This isolated island evolved separately from the rest of the world for millions of years. And because of that, its plants and landscapes look completely alien. The most famous are the dragon blood trees, giant umbrella-shaped trees that seem designed by science fiction artists. The first thing your guide will probably tell you is, wait until sunset before visiting the dragon blood trees. As the sun begins to disappear, the entire forest turns golden. The most famous place to experience this is the Firmian Plateau. And one of the craziest parts? The red sap inside these trees is called dragon's blood. Ancient civilizations used it as medicine, paint, and even magical rituals. Now imagine this. You're sitting beside a perfectly still lagoon. The water is so clear you can see fish swimming beneath your feet. There's no city noise, no traffic, no buildings. Only wind, waves, and endless stars above you. That's Detwa Lagoon. One of the biggest surprises on Socotra is the sand dunes. The Haif and Zahek dunes almost look like frozen waves. You see bright blue ocean on one side, massive mountains on the other, and endless empty landscapes everywhere else. Number 5. Waterfall of Iceland is a place where waterfalls exist around almost every corner. Iceland doesn't just have waterfalls. It has waterfall after waterfall after waterfall, each one completely different from the last. Some crash down with unbelievable power. Some hide inside canyons. Some you can actually walk behind. First stop, visit Seljalandsfoss and walk behind the waterfall. Imagine standing behind an actual waterfall while thousands of gallons of water crash right in front of you. At Seljalandsfoss, you can walk through a hidden pathway that circles behind the waterfall itself. If you visit during sunset, the golden light shining through the falling water makes the entire place feel unreal. Next, experience the raw power of Skogafoss. You hear it before you even see it. As you get closer, the sound becomes thunderous, and the mist fills the air around you. Standing at the bottom makes you feel incredibly small compared to the massive wall of water crashing down from nearly 200 feet above. And if the sunlight hits at the right angle, double rainbows often appear across the waterfall. You have to explore the legendary Gofoss, also known as the Waterfall of the Gods. Looks like something carved by ancient giants. The waterfall curves in a giant horseshoe shape, sending powerful blue water crashing into the river below. According to Icelandic history, this is where Viking leaders threw their old Norse god statues into the water when Iceland adopted Christianity over 1,000 years ago. And then the hidden gem, Goljafrabui, a secret waterfall hidden inside a canyon. Tucked away behind a narrow canyon wall, only a few minutes from the famous Seljalandsfoss waterfall. The world still has places that feel straight out of a dream, and these were just 5 of them. Which one would you visit first? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more hidden wonders around the world.